Very nice to have you with us. Although you're probably not there yet, but you will
Sound
be.
like you're singing a song. So nice to have you with us. And
Lately, I've been singing everything. It's very interesting. So we have our Shelly Shell Williams here today. And we have a DJ Kid Disco who's going to be hanging out with us. And then we have our special guest, China Doll, a phenomenal comedian, actress, activist, and radio personality who I've had the pleasure of working with. She's going to come back after the break and tell us all about her life. All right, y'all. We'll see you after the break, except for Facebook. Don't go nowhere. Maybe.
The Grown Folks Radio.
WGFB-FM radio. So are you ready? How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365. After these messages, we'll be right back.
All right. Okay. So Facebook, as you know, we don't share the commercials with you because we don't want to get cut off. So we are here. All right, y'all. Tell me, what's the weather like there? I know that's like a cliche, but I am melting here. I'm melting. I'm in San Diego and it's been like 100 degrees, over 100 degrees every day for like 4 or 5 days. It is so freaking hot and it's humid here. It's never been like this. All the years I've been coming to San Diego, which started 30-something years ago, was always moderate. Things are changing.
Well,
what's it like there?
You got the heat wave we had last week. We've been having rain for yesterday and some of today, so it's kind of cool out there. But I'm mad at Philadelphia. I hit a pothole yesterday, and now I gotta pay over $100 because it messed up my rims.
Oh no!
Pothole. One pothole destroyed my car. Now my car's in the shop.
Wow, that's not good services.
Philadelphia need to be paying me for that pothole, man. Like I got money to be paying for a stupid pothole thing.
China's from Philly too. She's from
I know. I'm mad at Philly right now. I'm mad.
That sounds like, oh, damn, should I be on here today?
I'm from Philly.
It might not be the day for a Philly girl.
We all from Philly. Me, Disco and you, we from Philly, but I'm mad at Philly.
They actually live in Philadelphia, China. They're there right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go get them. Go tell them to go get them. Get them.
Speaking of Philadelphia, remember that movie I was supposed to do?
Yeah.
In the summer that never freaking happened? Turns out that the main producer writer fell very ill. And yeah, it was bad. And I knew nothing. No one told me anything. All of it. I just had a section of time blocked out for work that never happened. But it's happening. It's back. He's better. So I will be there this fall.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I'm glad he's better. I'm so glad he's better.
I was mad because I was mad. I mean, I felt bad because I was mad. I was like, what is wrong with these unprofessional people? Somebody should have called. Somebody should have let me know what was going on because, I literally spoke to him 2 weeks before. Okay, everything right after we spoke, he had what happened to him happen. And I knew something could have happened, but nobody called. This is a whole production. Nobody called.
Nobody on the team called and say, let's reschedule everything.
I heard from them last week talking about rescheduling. I'm like, no, we got to have a talk before we talk about anything else. I'm not, because I blocked myself out for that time. I was like, okay, I can't accept any other work because I'm doing this. And it never happened. And so I was stuck with no work. But,
WGFB-FM radio. So are you ready? How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
PPC, yeah. PPC, CPC, yeah. Join me so so we can grow together. Conversation, get that healing. Let them know what they're missing. Share with your best friend. Tell them come hear this, yeah. Don't you dare miss your blessings. Powerful lessons, true confessions, yeah. PPC, yeah. A powerful tool for you. PPC, yeah. A powerful tool for you and me. PPC, yeah.
Welcome to the PPC Radio Show, everyone. So very excited to have Shelly Shell Williams, DJ Kid Disco, and our friend China Doll, who's originally from Philly. All right. She's with us today. I love China. She's amazing comedian, actress. For those just joining us, activist and a radio personality. Real is real. Ramon Manley says hello. Paula says hi. Hi, Paula. And Attilio, is that how you say it? I hope I said it correctly. Says hello. And James, what's up, man? He's here with us today so far. So China, we always start off our show with a segment that Shelly's going to share with you now. Are you ready, China?
China, are you there?
I'm
I need
here.
to see you. It's like
Can
you're
you
just
see me
sitting
now?
back, and I was like, "Are you frozen in time?" But China,
Well,
how
I was
are
just
you?
abroad. I didn't know whether to join in or sit here or dance or start throwing up peace signs. I didn't know what to do. So I was here.
Listen, when you see music, you just gotta dance. That's how it goes. When you hear music, just like, I'm ready. I'm ready. But are you ready? Our segment right now is, if you heard the jingle, it said true confession. So we get to ask you all about a true confession. Don't have to be deep, just one true confession. And then we have to follow suit. So whatever that is, if we had the same thing or we agree, it's up to us. So China now.
A true confession.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like to eat red hot sausage with peanut butter and jelly.
What?
Wow. That's a confession.
I said I like to eat red hot sausage with peanut butter and jelly. I'm sorry.
Wow.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I won't want that, but that's what's up.
That is
That's my confession. Needless to say, I can't go out and order it anywhere, but that's what I like.
You cannot order that anywhere. So how did you discover that was your thing?
Well, I like hot.
Mm-hmm.
I like sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I like salty.
Mm-hmm.
Those three things, ingredients. Peanut butter is a little salty.
Mm-hmm.
Jelly is sweet. And the red hot sausage is hot. So one day I fried the hot sausage, put peanut butter on one side of the bread and jelly on the other, slapped that sausage in between, and I've been eating it ever since.
Oh my. That might be something. That could be something you can patent, and they can make a potato chip, peanut butter and jelly, hot sausage potato chip. I don't know. I'm just saying. You never know. You might have something.
That's my confession.
That's your confession.
And I'm sure not too many people indulge in.
No, I have never indulged in that. I like hot sausage. I like peanut butter and jelly, but I sure do like them separate. All right, Cinder, so what's your
so
crazy?
My weird thing like that is, I mean, it's not that different. That beats me by far. But I really like, my mother she wasn't a very attentive cook. So we got used to using lots of sauce on everything. And you know that commercial, I like it on everything, that's me. And it's that hot sauce I like on everything. And I like ketchup. And so I like to go to the theater and get popcorn, and if I'm with somebody, I'll separate it out. And I put packets of hot sauce and packets of ketchup on there and mix it up and eat that. Yep, I like that.
Okay, so
Ew, oh my
don't
God,
don't you
sorry.
say anything else about my sausage and peanut butter and jelly. Okay, ever.
She said I don't have nothing weird, but meanwhile, back at the ranch, you talking about putting hot sauce and
Oh my, my.
you
She
messed
got
up the
hot
whole
sauce. She
popcorn.
got hot sauce ketchup swag. Okay.
On popcorn though, on popcorn, they got the butter. We
Keep
like the
popping with
butter.
it.
We like the popcorn. Whoa! Oh
Keep
no!
popping.
Oh my God. Can I say this? Can I say this? I just did something that is so funny. I watched this show. I watched this show about cliches in movies, and it was really funny. Rob Lowe was in it, and they talk about, all the cliches that movies had over history. And one of them was a person spitting out their drink. I just did that
I
all
saw
over.
you do it
I had tea in my mouth and it went everywhere. That's funny.
because
All
you
right.
know that what you talking about is weird. Just like, it's just not weird. It's eccentric, and it's. I'm glad you separate your popcorn. Meanwhile, we will not be at the movies sharing our popcorn. You go ahead with yours. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. How about you, kid? You got any weird things?
I
Okay.
put weed all over everything.
First, you have to understand, I do a lot of extracurricular activities. So
True.
just all right, Jiffy Mix, cornbread. It wound up having strawberry quick mix in it and banana extract and
That sounds good.
a little bit of
I like the
shea,
sound of that.
little bit of butter. It's a certain kind of butter that make out of. Never mind. You have to.
You made it? You made it yourself?
Yeah, and
That sounds tasty.
I slept good after that because
Better than some peanut butter and sausage.
Well,
Better than some popcorn with ketchup and
well,
and
well,
hot sauce.
no, there was a secret ingredient in it, and because we live in a commonwealth where it's not legal, I can't disclose because of
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, it was good and
So-
it was good and edible, right? It was good and edible.
Do you make a butter, or do you just, crumble it up fine and put it in there?
Somebody gave me the butter. Yeah,
Ah,
remember
got
that
it.
trip I took? Yeah. Well, I will say this: country folks have the better growing space. Never mind. That's a whole.
okay.
They just
Oh,
grow
wow.
better. I'll just say plants.
Plants. Tree, as some people call it.
It's because their soil has been cultivating for many, many years, and so it's good soil. That's what that is.
Exactly.
Good.
In other words, can I say this on air?
Yeah.
They got some good shit in Alabama.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay, good to know. Good information. Shelly, what about you?
I have no weird food, anything. I like normal. But when you said you take the peanut butter on one side and put the jelly on the other bread, that's the one thing I don't do. I put peanut butter and jelly on one side and eat it. I don't like it on separate breads. It has to be on one side. And people think that's weird, but that's just
You ever
how
seen
it
that
goes.
commercial? That's not how any of this is done. That's not how this is
It's
done.
not how it's done, but that's the way I do it. I like the peanut butter and jelly mixed together on one piece of bread. And then I'll put peanut butter and jelly on the other piece of bread, but I have to eat them separately. I don't want to
eat Miracle Whip with bologna too, don't you?
Huh?
Ooh, I like that. I like
Bologna, what
fried
bologna?
bologna and Miracle Whip and mustard.
Ew.
And so the bologna is like charred on the edges, like it pops up into like that little shape like that when it's fried. I used to have that as a child. I haven't had that in years.
You talking about the bologna with the ring on the side?
Mm-hmm.
Fried
Mm-hmm.
bologna.
Fried
Yeah,
bologna.
it's been some years since I've had bologna or fried bologna or
Yeah.
spam or anything like that. So,
Yeah. You live and you learn, right? You live and you learn.
Spam, Vienna sausages, potted meat.
meat that we should not eat. That's why we have to continue to be healthy. And I think that that's the thing. We raise our kids. We have kids and the babies, and we start them with the same habits we had here. Eat this sausage, eat this hot dog, eat this stuff. And they're gonna have the same bad habits we had. Give them some vegetables. Just some vegetables and some fruits and stuff. Make them healthy. But anyway, we love your true confession, China Doll.
But Shelly does love certain, like if something hits Shelly, you should have saw her the other night. What was that you was eating? Apple pie?
Oh my goodness. Apple pie with pecans? Oh, it was so good.
That was delicious.
She was tripping the other night, like, oh my God, like how did y'all
Plus,
make
I haven't had anything good. Like, I was watching what I was eating for a while. So once you give me the taste of apple pie with the pecan, it was like,
Y'all should have saw her. She was like,
It did. It felt like that euphoria. It's like, it was amazing. It was like the best thing ever. And then they bought me more and I got to eat it the next day. And that's all I had to eat the next day, just the apple pie with the ice cream. But I won't do that now because I'm going to watch what I eat. Back on it. I'm back on it, right? We in it. We in it to win it.
Yes.
No more red hot sausages and peanut butter for me. No, I'm just
I might try that, China. I'll try a lot of things because I like every ingredient. So I might try it. I just
is that like the
sausage? I don't even know where to get that.
Is that like the red hot joints? You ever go to the Poppy store and they got a jar on the
Nah, not those. Those are pickled. No.
They be like red hot joint. Y'all know what I'm talking about? You ever go to the Poppy store around the way?
I know what you're talking about, but no, those aren't the ones. These are specifically called red hots, and they're sold in most grocery stores. I guess
it's sold in the especially in the Save-A-Lot. They got the red hot.
Yeah, that's what I said. The hood stores. That's a
Don't knock Save-A-Lot. Save-A-Lot.
Sausage.
Hey, it saved dinner quite a few times in my time.
Save-A-Lot got them.
I think I'm gonna try that with you, China. All right. So let's get to China. We got about 13 minutes before we take our breaks. So China, you came on the podcast. Not everyone that listens in actually listens to the podcast. So many of these folks don't know you. By the way, Paula was cracking up at your meal. And Malik, hi, said Jamaica's soil is so fertile. If you spit, a tree will grow, including marijuana trees.
Yummy.
Okay, yeah, that sounds right, Malik. Malik Ismail. So China, you came to your humor in a way that I think many comedians tend to. They have difficult childhoods. So you talked a little bit about your dyslexia and the body shaming that would happen because you were a thicker kid. So can you give those that are new to you a little bit of a background of you?
Sure, no problem. Like she said, most comics come from experiencing trauma in their lives. And so you come up with a mechanism to get that off of you. And my problem was I was dyslexic and they didn't know what dyslexia was. Or let's put it this way, the people in the school systems that I attended didn't know what it was. And so I spent a lot of time in the hallway being paddled because they thought I was playing when I would tell them the numbers are moving and the letters are moving. They had tortured me basically in elementary school. And so by the time I reached junior high, I just shut down. And then that's when they put me in special aid. Now, don't come for me when I say this, people. But back then, I'm almost 60. I'll be 60 this year coming. Back then, special aid was special aid. I'm talking helmets, bibs, and diapers. Okay? Mm-hmm. So when they put me in there, I thought, you know what? I am not supposed to be in here. This is not right. And so in being in that class, I learned to cover everything on the page except for the sentence that I wanted to focus on. And then I learned to tear a hole in a paper so that I could focus on the math problems that I needed to focus on. And that afforded me to get up out of the special aid class. Still, I struggled and no one paid attention to what I was going through. All the other kids would be outside for recess and I would still be doing my problems because if you read a sentence, it would take you 1 time to read it. If I read the sentence, it takes me 4 or 5 times to read that sentence to comprehend what I'm reading, because the P can look like a Q. The D, lowercase d, can look like a lowercase d. So I have to figure out the words and then form the sentence and then comprehend what I was reading. So it would take me twice as long to get out. But nevertheless, I managed to get my way through that, through all the torture. Also back then, if you got in trouble in school, when you went home, you got in trouble again, okay? Double time, because you were perceived to be being bad in school. So I was pretty much abused as a child, okay? And I figured out how to get out of it. I learned that I was dyslexic in Okinawa, Japan. I married, had my son, living my best life as a 82nd Airborne spouse. I decided I'm going to go get some more education. And I went to the University of Texas, what was offering school there on the island. And I turned to my first paper, and this is the honest to God truth. The professor said, "So you're dyslexic?" And I said, "No, I'm African American. What are you talking about?" Because I had no clue what dyslexia was. So I'm thinking, he's thinking I'm from the island. You know, back then the girl was, but anyhow, I thought that's what he thought, I was from an island of some sort. So I'm like, no, I'm not this, I'm African American. And so he explained to me what it was. I left out of that man's classroom crying and bawling for 2 days, because I finally had understanding of what I had experienced all my life that nobody ever told me about. I knew then that I truly was a genius, because I excelled in many things in many ways. But if you put something in front of me to read it, we're gonna have a problem, okay? If you don't give me time to comprehend what I'm reading. So I knew then that, yeah, you are a genius, because when he explained to me that 9 times out of 10, if you're dyslexic, you have other strengths that other people just don't have. So for instance, if all of us were to look at something that needed to be adjusted or repaired or fixed, you 3 would look at it and come up with one idea of how to do it. By the time you've come up with that one idea, I've already assessed it maybe 20 different ways. And we'll come up with the proper way to get it done. And you 3 would be standing there saying, wow,
No,
I didn't think of that.
No, you mean them
I
too.
think really fast.
You mean them too.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, she
Well,
doesn't know
most
you're an
people-
engineer.
No,
Most
what I
people-
mean is I'll
Mhm.
be all over the place. Yeah.
You might
Yeah.
be dyslexic too. But you know who else is dyslexic? Was Damon John. Damon John is dyslexic.
There's a lot of dyslexic people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, I was
It's
just thinking
very
of people that people might know that have exceeded and excelled, and Damon John is one of very vocal on his being dyslexic and have written books and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Many,
Yeah,
many people, there's misconceptions about it. Some people seem to think it's a form of retardation. It could be true. But then some people think it's a form of genius. And that could be true. So it depends on the scale that a person operates on. And so
Right.
that is me. I'm dyslexic. I also was a heavy child. So let me say this to you parents in the hood right now, because I try to get this in whenever I can. Stop calling your children that are heavy set names. Fat don't want to be called fat. Big mama don't want to be called big mama. They don't like that. And so when they say to you, don't call me that, stop calling them that. That was another form of abuse that I had as a child, from my family to the neighbors. Everybody called me fat mama. I couldn't stand it. It was like every time they said it was a cut in my back, but nobody understood that it was a cut in my back. So because of those type of experiences is how I picked up humor. I would make people laugh in order to stop them from talking about my being fat or me reading slow. You know, back then teachers, they make you participate in the class. And I don't know if they got a kick out of me reading slow or whatever, but they would call on me, and then naturally the whole class was just laughing and acting a fool about it. And so I would turn into foolishness myself. So I would just start reading it like I was reading something. And then the cat said, you know what, Jack, jump over the moon. I dare you to. Now I'm getting kicked out of class, but you put me in that position to where I had to do something to get these kids up off of me. So humor was my thing. Now, I was never the type of person to look at another person and say, let me joke about you. Because I was so hurt at people just saying things to me that they weren't doing it as jokes, they were doing it as bullying. So I'm not the comic that'll get on stage and talk about your tight shirt or you being fat or you being skinny or your wig too wild. That's not me. I talk about joyful things and all life experience and stuff like that. But I do that because I was literally bullied and traumatized. So I know what it's like to have people pick on you and say things to you that you don't like. So when your kids tell you, it's cute when they're a baby, and you say, oh, look at fat. Well, when fat gets 5 and 6 years old, fat don't want to be called fat. You're abusing your child verbally. Stop it, people.
Mhm.
All right, now I've gotten that little section in. What else would you like to know?
I'm clapping on that. Absolutely. Let's make that a thing. Ain't no fat daddy, fat mama, I get it. Listen, that is derogatory. It's just nobody want you want to be called black mama, black daddy, white daddy. Thank you.
We're still to this day, I'm
But
a grown woman and I have relatives that refuse to call me anything but fat mama.
But you're not heavy at all. So when did you lose weight? When did it all turn around for you?
When I was 14, it started changing.
Amen.
And when I tell you it changed. I was the 36, 26, 34.
Ooh.
So then that became a problem because think about this. People calling you names, fat and ugly and big head and all kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden, boom, you wake up one day, you this fine mamma jamma. But you don't know you fine because everybody told you all your life, you fat. So when people say to me, oh, you're so pretty, I'm thinking, what's that? Who are you talking to? Is what I would say. Like, beautiful. And then I saw what that was, what beauty was. I think, well, I do kind of look like her. Oh, okay. So yeah, I realized that yes, I was pretty. I was banging. I was a brick house before a brick house was being popular, baby. But anyhow, it took me a long time to understand that I was a beautiful person. It took me a long time to understand that because of the way the world had treated.
I think that a lot of people experience these things in different ways. And either it can make you a really bitter person that really, has issues with yourself, or it can make you like you know what I mean? Like, for instance, me, my issue was my teeth. I had a dental disease, never went to the freaking dentist until I was in 8th grade. So my teeth were jacked up. I could not smile. I literally was like this all the time. And my parents, I'm not gonna talk bad about them, but it was wrong that I did not get help for my mouth. They
Right.
rather save that money for the Corvette instead of their child's teeth. But then there's my daughter. My daughter had horrific acne. She had really bad acne. So she was this really pretty little girl that people always said, oh, she's so pretty. Oh, she's pretty. Now, then all of a sudden in high school, she's the pariah, or middle school, high school. And everybody's like, what's on your face? Ugh, you know what I'm saying? And so she had to go through this thing of totally feeling insignificant and bad about herself, and something was wrong about herself. But I also found that it humbled her because she had a potential. She's such a pretty kid. She had a potential to be kind of like a you know what I'm saying? She's down to earth, but she had a potential to believe the hype about what people call beauty, but that humbled her and it made her a different human being because she was very lovely to people that were quote unquote different. She didn't judge others. She loved others. And I think that, it can be a blessing and a curse, because now we have a voice in you, China Doll, or we have a voice in you, Shelly Shell, that stand up for people because of the experiences that you had. So though I think it's wrong for people to abuse, I do think that when those things happen in our life, we can use it and help other people.
I started out, early on. Let me say this real quick. Early on, combating that. By the time I reached high school, I was confident in myself. And if I saw you bullying another child, I whooped your ass. Point blank.
Yes, go ahead, Dad.
I say that
Same
point
here.
blank. I whoop
Mhm.
your ass.
Mhm.
And because of all of what I had gone through, I could fight. So, I had brothers and I grew up in the streets of Philadelphia. Y'all know what time it is. You either fight or you get beat up. And I wasn't trying to get beat up, so I learned how to fight early on. Asked my brothers, teach me how to do this, and let's go. So if I saw you bullying someone in school, you got your ass whooped. I never got into trouble for it because I was always defending a child who was being bullied by other children for no reason.
Yep, I did the same. I'll never forget the last time I did it. I destroyed a whole drum set in high school because they were making fun of this gay boy who didn't even know he was gay yet, but they dogged him so bad. I just couldn't stand it. And I had gotten past hitting with my fist because I did that for a very long time. And I got to the point of destroying public property. I don't even know how in the world. I think my teacher got me out of that because my teacher knew what I was doing and understood why. So I think he lied and said I tripped or some shit, when I put a big old hole in the bass drum. But I was threatening. So I was the same way, I got past that and started trying to help people in a little bit more pragmatic way. But I was with you on that. It's crazy. Well, let's take our break and then we'll come back and we'll get more into your story because I want to talk about what you're doing now because you're doing so many awesome things. And I want you to be able to share about your shows and everything you got going on. So we'll see you guys after the break.
Well, Facebook, we're still here.
What you doing?
It's the remix. Dun, 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 dun,
We're not
dun,
going to bully him about it.
WGFB FM radio.
So are you ready?
How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
All right, Facebook, we're still here with you. Paula said that Tom Cruise is also dyslexic. I know Billy Bob was my ex. He was horribly. It was horrible for
There's
him.
a lot of us.
Yeah, he was very dyslexic and he's a phenomenal writer. So can you imagine that that's one of your gifts to be a writer, but the words always mixing up.
Oh
So
my God. Yeah,
he always had
I
assistant.
kind of had that going on, there's a lot. So I don't write jokes down because I have that kind of memories. So I remember some of my first jokes too, now. But
Oh,
yeah,
good. What was your first
I
joke?
was so-
Come on, tell us what your first joke was.
I was so happy to learn about the talking, texting on the phone and word corrections on the emails and things like that, because it saved a lot of people a lot of headaches trying to understand what I was sending them. They'd be like, I'm not understanding what you're saying. I'm like, okay, that's because I typed it. Let me say it and then try to correct it that way. So that has been a true blessing for me. When you're dyslexic, you have a lot you want to say, but as you were speaking as in the terms of Billy Bob Thornton there, it's difficult because you literally get headaches reading.
Yeah.
Right. For me to sit and read, and I'm 5 credits away from my associate's degree. Let me put that out there.
Yes, get it. Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna finish?
It's a task because I've done everything. Math is causing me some issues, and math is what caused me issues when I was in, regular school. The numbers move more than letters. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, and because there's so many formulas with math when you're doing algebra and chemistry and all of these things, there's so many formulas that my mind mixes them. and it's hard for me to unmix the formulas without having the true formula in front of me. So math this is why I have not completed my associate's.
I don't have dyslexia, but looking at math to me was like looking at Mandarin. I could not absorb the information, understand the information. But back at Ball State, when I was there, it ended very soon after I started school. You did not have to take math if you took science. You could just take science classes and leave out the math. And that's how I got through, college with a, summa, whatever, cum laude, whatever it was.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I did, because I didn't have math. Believe me, my grade point average would not have been that had I had to take math, because I can't absorb the information.
Something for everyone, 24/7, 365.
I actually made the dean's list.
It's the PPC Radio Show, hosted by Cinda Williams, co-hosted by Shelly Shell Williams. Music by DJ Kid Disco on the Grown Folks Radio. Yo.
So China, welcome back everyone to the PPC Radio Show. We have China Doll with us today, Shelly Shell Williams, DJ Kid Disco, and myself. We are with China Doll. And we've been talking about her overcoming her childhood struggles and becoming an advocate for people. So tell us what's going on with you now, China. What are you doing?
Well, now I am myself a full-blown comedian, actress, activist. I do a weekly radio internet show that airs on 3 different stations, one out of Illinois, one out of New York, and one out of Miami. The name of my show is The Real is Real. The Real is Real Talk with China. And so that airs Sunday, Monday, and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on 3 different stations. And that is kind of like this, but it's not a Zoom or podcast, it's just audio. And I interview celebrities, activists, or what have you. And then I also have a weekly live stream show that I do on Facebook called Took and Told Ya. I'm actually on the set of that now, which is a wild, crazy show. I have a co-host. His name is Kevin Hendricks, and he plays a repair guy that don't know how to repair nothing. And I play a schizophrenic, bipolar woman who thinks she knows everything and can help everybody. And so the name of the show is Took and Told You, and we get folks took and told. People call in, live viewers call in, and tell us their scenario. Something happened in the grocery store, something their pastor said, something their wife said, and they want to get them took and told. And so we give them a funny, hilarious way to get that person told about what they did to them. However it is. So that's every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And right now, I don't know where this is going because Alabama was just flooded. But October 1st and 2nd, I have a play that I'm touring with a writer by the name of Dwight Cummings. It's supposed to be at the Davis Theater. Play is called A Man Like Me. I play the mother Sarah. I have that going on. And then I, of course, Cinda, I'm expecting some movies to come out within the next 2 years. Some independent projects by Courier Films. And then outside of that, it's just me doing what I do with my activism. I feed the children at the Juvenile Detention Center here in Indianapolis, Indiana, every Christmas Day. I go and sit down with them and break bread with them. People do all these drives for children for Christmas, Toys for Tots or what have you. They forget that there are babies literally spending Christmas at the Juvenile Detention Center. Mm-hmm. And so I've partnered with several people and we take them a nice meal and try to encourage them to change their lives. I do activism in the neighborhood. We're trying to help the homeless, just whatever I can do to help people. That's what I do. And so that's basically what my career is. I do stand up here and there. Since COVID, I haven't really pursued getting back out there. Well, let me put it this way. Since COVID and folks getting smacked down and shot down on the stage, I'm not in too much of a hurry to get back up there. I'm just keeping it real. So doing these plays and things like that is more where I'm channeling my energy to now. And let me put this out there. I just took on to be a brand ambassador for a rib restaurant here called Lula's. They're going to be doing a special called Took and Told You Tuesdays. So they're partnering with me for my live stream show. Will be coming live from their location here in the near future. So those are things that I'm doing, and that's what I do.
Wow.
Awesome. So how'd you make your way up to Indianapolis from Philadelphia? Because you're from Philly.
Well, okay, girl, that's a long way round. But anyhow, let me break it down real short for you. Okay, so born in Philadelphia, I spent a lot of my summers in Oak Mills, North Carolina, which is 50 miles outside of Fayetteville, North Carolina. And as opposed to having us on the streets in Philly, my mom would send us down to my grandmother's house in the country. So I'm a little bit country and a little bit street. I need that southern hospitality. I think, what's up in this camp? So I got all of that going on. But so I married a service member there, got to tour the world and see Greece and Japan and lived in these fabulous, wonderful places. For 10 years, did that with him. We divorced. I started working for a company. We divorced in Texas, El Paso, Texas. I started working for another company, which I was the first manager that they wanted to put in a mall location. So they moved me from El Paso, Texas to Atlanta, Georgia. And in Atlanta, Georgia, I met a stalker, honey. Got myself a real stalker. And I moved within the city. And he popped up behind the bushes. Hey, how you doing? So I was like, yo, this dude gonna kill me. I gotta get the heck up out of here. And my sister at the time was stationed here in Indianapolis, Indiana. And so I called him like, yo, this man is gonna kill me. I gotta get out of here. My sister was like, yo, come on. Got my son, came down, and I've been here since 99.
So you don't afraid he's ever going to pop up again because you out here and doing your thing, and you don't think?
No, he's not gonna leave Atlanta.
Because you just kind of dry snitched on yourself. Because for the record, now you're being heard based out of Philadelphia. We're actually on radio as well right now.
Okay.
So
no, he knows on that. Listen, when I say stalking, they still back there looking.
Oh, all right, because
But I'm safer here than I was there. In Atlanta, I was on my own. Nobody to help me. Here, I wish your brother would. I got too many peeps up in this camp. Nephews and all kind of sons. He don't want to do that. So yeah, that's done. That's been over since 99. That happened. So I don't think he's he done found some new twat to twat behind. Okay.
Been there, done
one day,
that.
you know what? That's a podcast I want to do one day.
Now, literally.
That's a podcast I want to do one day. I want to really sit and get into the mind of a stalker. Like, what did you think was going to happen when you standing in your drawers cooking eggs, talking about, Keisha, can we talk? And you didn't climb to the second story window, where she's just going to, he lied me. No.
Have you met a stalker like you could talk to like that? Have you met one that you can get into their brain and really talk to them?
I don't think they're going to admit they're a stalker.
That's what I'm saying. Like, imagine
they don't think
most of them are the nicest people. Not only that, they will have the community in the world thinking that they are the nicest people you ever want to meet. I'm talking, this is, this man, girl, you got a jewel. And when them doors shut, you thinking, oh, Lord, what the hell?
He's sitting outside on the steps in the rain to him.
Okay.
You don't
when
know
they roll from up under the car on you, when they roll from up under the car on you, it's time to go. It's time to go.
Stalkers are not going to, just like a narcissist isn't going to say I'm a narcissist. The stalker's not going to say I'm a stalker. A pedophile's not going to say I'm a pedophile.
So all right. I've been sitting here for the last half hour, 40, been being really good, and I can't do it no more. So, babe, let's get to the nitty gritty. You was throwing it back, wasn't you? That's that snapback. When they start stalking like that, they hide behind cars. Yeah. What you really
Well,
doing?
I have this
Mhm.
problem, and it was afforded to my mother. I was born with a backwards uterus.
What?
Say that again.
I know what it
My
is.
uterus is
Uterus?
backwards.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Y'all didn't get it. I know what this is.
All right, my brother, he understands fully what I'm saying. So when I tell you when I let you get this, you ain't trying to go nowhere else because you ain't never had nothing like it.
What?
It's just something that we were born with. I don't know why. They don't know why. But
Y'all didn't catch that. That way.
Well,
I get it. I understand.
But I guarantee you, every man listening, their lives is wet.
Even Paula said her eyes went, woo, her eyes went up like, whoa.
Paula's the nurse. She know what I'm talking about.
So getting back to what I was right, it's the snapback. See?
That's why you guys are stuck.
Ain't nobody sitting in the rain with no shoes, with some slippers on, talking about, Keisha, can we just talk about it for nothing? Yeah.
But that's not always the case. I've had stalkers that I've never met before. They don't know what my uterus is like, and they won't go away.
There's a difference between a stalker and a weirdo, okay? You had weirdos.
No, I have stalkers that are weirdos. I have stalkers that won't leave me alone that I've never met.
Right, that's a weirdo. That's a whole nother compartment. She had legit, you know.
She got somebody that just won't go away after they tasted the honey.
Right, that's what I'm
They
trying.
done tasted the backwards uterus, and they like, can I get some of that backwards uterus again?
Right, it's like crack. Like
It makes his head run it over.
Running behind. Come on. Can I get some, please?
like a little. Can you do to me what you had the earlier? Like
All that, boo boo. All that. Let's just put it this way. Women are paying thousands of dollars to get their stuff, what they call rejuvenated. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's thing that women are doing now. I don't have to do all that. I don't have to do all
I'll
that.
be damned. You know what?
Paula said in the bushes like a ninja. That's right. In the bushes like.
Right, right. That part.
But
But our brand's only good for 10 years.
We call it out for work so we could go stalking duty.
Oh my God.
I said, we're
It's only
laughing,
good
but
for 10 years
it's
because
dangerous.
both my marriages ended after 10 years.
Because I know Cindy was sitting there wondering,
Wait a minute,
sitting
you
there
said
like,
both your marriages, so you've been married twice, and they
wait a
both
minute,
ended
both-
after
what-
50? Oh wow.
oh wow.
Yeah, that it's funny, kind of, but it's not. Because when
It's kind of
someone is
scary, but that's why
obsessed
she had to
with
move
you-
her whole location.
Yeah, when someone is obsessed with you for whatever reason, it's difficult. It's dangerous.
Yeah,
freaking
it
dangerous.
was scary when it was going on. Excuse me. It was scary enough to make me move, right? Like, so I moved within the city first because I enjoyed my life in Atlanta. I really did. So I moved within the city on the whole other side and came home. There he was behind the bush. Refusing to go anywhere. So when I tell you from that moment on, it was terrifying. Then it became, okay, now I have to escape. I have to get up out of here because this is becoming dangerous.
And that's
If
not.
he can find you like this and just pop up on you like that, what's going to stop him from killing you if that's what he wants to do?
Mhm.
So I got going.
Well, I thank God that you are safe. That's a whole story in itself. You talking about that's a story. Stalker, that ain't no joke. Well, thank God you safe, Call us the FMLA just to stalk you. He had to use his FMLA. He had to listen, I'll call out, can I use my sick time, my leave time, I got sick days. I got 5, 6 days, sick days. I can stalk her for 5 days straight, and maybe. Woo.
So
Dangerous.
yeah, that's dangerous.
I'm sorry, y'all beautiful women had to go through. I don't have stalkers. I have crazy people, but not a stalker. But I'm sorry y'all had to go through that. And listen, stalkers out there, if you listen, understand if they don't want you, they don't want you. There's somebody that will. I promise you, there's somebody that will.
This is how you turn it around. Turn from the stalky to the stalker. That's how you stop them from stalking. You become the
What?
listen.
You mean turn from this? Yeah. Okay.
Turn from being a stalky to the stalker.
Well, I'm gonna just say this. After that stalking situation, I ended up in my second marriage when I came here. And when I tell you that turned into a nightmare of nightmares, let's put it this way, ladies, if you don't know what a man is when you're a little girl, you don't know what to look for in a man as you're growing up in the world. And so the figures that I had to draw from were my brothers, right? And a little bit of my father. My father was in my life, even though my mother and him weren't together. He was in my life, right? But not enough for me to understand what a man is, right? I understood the joy of being with my daddy and, you know, all those things, but I didn't know what a man was. So I kept picking the wrong men. Literally picking the wrong freaking men.
So China, let me ask you this. Did you ever see red flags early?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Both of my marriages, the first year I knew I had made a big mistake. But I still fought for 10 years to keep it because I didn't want to be like other women in my family that, divorce was quick thing to do. A single woman with kids. I was just had this perception that was not going to be me. I'm going to make this man happy. We're going to have this happy life. And I went to Peyton Place, baby. You want your dishes done? You want your drawers washed? You want your this? What can I do for you? What can I do for you? I went into that mode. You know what I'm saying? Like crazy.
So did you see the red flag? Wait a minute. Did you see the red flags before you got married? Is what I think she was saying. Did you see it before you got married?
No. The red flags didn't come until after I got married. Before you get married, it's all giddy and you're happy that they're calling you 24/7, right? Like you don't understand that this is not normal. You think, oh, he loves me so much. This man can't do without me, child. He opened the car doors and every time I turn around, he come and he want all this. And then after you get behind the closed door and you realize they want a lot more, they want your whole being, your whole everything. They start blocking you from your family, your friends. Next thing you know, you're isolated. You're just with this person. And your whole world is, they're like, what happened to you? Where you go? What are you doing? Oh, I'm just over here being a happy married woman. Somebody help me, please, Lord. This is crazy. But when you go back out in public, you're like, hey, everybody. You go home, oh, Lord, please, Father God, help me get out of the situation. Back in public, hello, everybody. So you played those games because you didn't want people to know you made this big mistake, right? Even though they told you, something ain't quite right with that dude. You know what I mean? You like, whatever. You don't know about this. Show me your man. What you mean? You don't tell me that. You know what I'm saying? You go through all those crazy things. And I ended up with crazy people. There's no other way for me to put it. It wasn't their fault or, that I got involved with them. I chose to get involved with them when they approached me. I didn't know that this man calling me 24/7 was really not good, right? I didn't know that this man wanting to be around me 24/7 was really not good. So I didn't know that him wanting to cut the food on my plate really wasn't good. I didn't know that, him wanting to pick out all of my outfits really wasn't good. You don't know these things. You think he want to dress me, honey. He want, and then you realize this is crazy. I can't even buy a damn tampon without this man checking it. What the hell? That's where you end up in life. So Because of all of those
I
prominent-
know that for me, I all but one time I saw red flags. All but one time, but I always thought, well, I don't know. I'm a fixer, I think. So I thought, I could help them. I could, if I just am a good woman, if I'm just doing everything, then I can help them, because I really do see people at a pure place. I really do. Everybody, I see them at the pure place, but you can't, I'm not a jackhammer that can beat my way through to that pearl. That's not my job. That's God's job and the person's job. So, I really made every wrong mistake ever because, I just, like you, I didn't have examples. I didn't really know what that looked like, a good relationship. I never saw.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
So,
But now I
no
know.
excuses.
And so I've been single since 2014 because now I know.
Mhm.
You've been single
people
since
say-
2014. You like single, or you mean like single
No,
meaning
I'm
not married?
Single, I have not been out on a date.
Nah, since 2014.
Mhm.
What the world? Wow.
I'm loving me right now.
I ain't mad at you. I am
I'm
not
loving me.
mad at you.
And I have not stumbled across a man who I feel as though is worthy of me now.
Mhm.
Got it.
So before, I was looking to see what I could do to please them, right? And now I have a total, like, if you can't bring what I need, I have nothing to help you build yours or start yours or try to get yours. And if you don't come to me with yours, I can't help you, right? And that's just where I'm at in life. Other people have their own things, but that's just where I'm at. So I'm single because I haven't met a man or ran into one right now that can do what I need them to do. So I just stay single.
I think that's a good thing. That's a good thing. All right. And on that note, I guess that was kind of a segment in a way, because it was.
We
was
went into
definitely-
relationship. We went into relationships. Single.
Yeah. So
Hashtag
that's,
single on a Saturday night. We all single.
yeah. Exactly. All right. Well, so you've kind of told us where can people find you so they can support your work?
Okay. So easy thing, Google China Doll Comedy. Make sure you put in the word comedy, otherwise you're gonna get strippers and all kind of stuff. China Doll Comedy. Or you can go to my website, www.therealisreal.com. You can find me on Facebook. There's a China Doll celebrity page. You can find my group there. The Real is Real. That's REAL is ISREAL. And then you can find me on Twitter, The Real Entertainer. You can find me on Instagram, The Real Entertainer, or China Doll, The Real Entertainer. Put in China Doll Comedy. You'll find me.
So on Instagram is China Doll, the Real Entertainer.
China Doll, The Real Entertainer.
Okay, I put it in the chat, everybody, so you can check it out. All right, please support China Doll. I don't know what and how, but I know we're gonna be working again together. Thank you, Paula, with your wonderful film for introducing me to Miss China Doll. And you're amazing, Paula. All right, Shelly, you got something you want to share?
No, just follow me on Instagram at Shelly Shell Williams.
All right. Kid Disco?
Damn, the segment I was going to do would have been perfect, but yeah.
We got a show tomorrow.
Yeah, but I needed Shelly to be here on this one because it stemmed from Friday nights. Speaking of single on a Saturday night.
Now, did you bring some of your Jiffy Mix to work?
Always.
Tomorrow is I'm sorry.
Bless you. Bless you.
God bless you.
It's allergy season. I'm sorry. Tomorrow is the Melanated Morning Show. I'm just gonna ask the question, save it for tomorrow. But the prelude is, if you knew that someone told a particular lie, because shout out to Rick Watson, he's got that play code out. What's the name of it, Shelly? Men lie.
Men lie too much, women lie too good.
Right. And me being in typical Kid Disco fashion, Seabreeze, real quick, I asked a question that got everybody, If you knew that somebody had a child and that wasn't their child, would you tell?
Yeah, that was what we were talking about. And that's because I said I knew someone who, female who had a child and did not tell the father. And I didn't tell.
Because I came up with the whole men tell functional lies, women tell life altering lies. And that's what, men say it wasn't me, I wasn't there, and women say it ain't your baby after all them years. So Seabreeze, we're gonna talk about that tomorrow.
All right, y'all. What
Because
time?
it got hot and heated.
What time, kid?
12.
12. So we're calling it the Melanated Morning Show because for me it will be morning.
Right.
So we'll see
So
you
for
guys.
those of y'all on the West Coast, it still will be morning, but
Yeah, it'll still be morning here. So everybody come on, check out the Melanated Morning Show, noon Eastern tomorrow.
It's a nooner. You call it a nooner. Come get your nooner.
I mean, we're gonna talk about the news and the dumb stuff that Trump is doing and all that, but
Come
we
get
gonna
your
get heavily
nooner.
into that topic because that was deep. That was everybody was like,
Cool. So you guys come on and check out my podcast this week. I have a guy named Todd Guidachet. He's awesome. He's a voiceover Broadway actor and got a very interesting story. So please go to Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more platforms to check that podcast out. And I have a show coming up, but I'm not going to mention it until later. But I am doing a show in a couple of weeks. I'm very excited. Well, actually, a couple shows down south. I'll say that much. So I'll give more information when I can. All right, everybody
Hey,
that
Grown
joined us
Folks Radio
today.
has another-
The show's noon Eastern for you, Paula. What'd you say, kid?
I was going to say Grown Folks Radio. Never mind, because you just said exactly what I was great to say about because usually on Thursdays there's another show, but because of what we're doing.
Okay, yeah. So check us out on Grown Folks Radio and Facebook, YouTube. Well, wherever Kid Disco has his stuff. He got a whole bunch of other places. I don't know.
YouTube,
so check us out. Mixcloud.
Radio.com and
Either way, you just send them the one so you can build up the one. So send them to Facebook and YouTube.
All right,
Send
cool.
them.
All right, everyone that joined us today, thank you for your comments. Thank you for joining in. God bless you all. We will see you next week. That's a wrap.
Thank you. Bye.